much I can teach you. I can show you eternity. Your first battle was an initiation. The first lord I sent upon you was not expecting you to be his match. Later, you faced this one on the battlefield. You also defeated this lord and his minions. You have fended off all the lord's attacks. Most impressive. You have done battle with every creature that crossed your path. You even slayed the last lord, leading the offensive on your citadel. And then you brought the battle to my door when you defeated my guardian. Your savagery feeds this war. Your true enemy is Antanas. He fears what he does not understand, what he cannot control. Look at Antanas. See him for what he is. Don't let him destroy you. You drew power from your enemies. You drank it. You are like them now. I will show you a way out. I will give you a gift, and with this gift, you can give me the soul of Antanas. With this gift, you can restore balance and peace. The choice is yours, Harkin.
Hello there guys, this is Turkey. I hope you enjoyed the intro. I made it randomly out of cutscenes and bits from the game. I didn't do it for any particular reason. I guess I was bored, wanted to see if I could do anything creative with some of the footage I had. Now, as you can see, this is the final boss of the game, the Judge, his name is, and I could talk about the boss fight itself, but I don't think there's much point. You can see me find him here. This probably gives you an idea on what he's like. Instead, I thought I would briefly talk about the game itself. Just give you a quick rundown on what I thought was good, what was bad. This isn't a full-on review, so don't worry. This is hopefully very brief. So what is there to say about this game? Well, there are some positives, but let's start with one big problem. The story, if you can even call it that. If you're looking for a game with a good story, you're looking in the wrong place. The story is very bare bones, and everyone will agree with that, everyone who has played this game. A lot of things don't really make sense, a lot of things are thrown out of nowhere. In fact, the final boss, this is spoilers by the way, the final boss here is actually Antanas, I believe his name is, the guy who's, I think, supposed to be the leader of humanity in this scenario. And he's this guy you spend the entire story looking for. You finally run into him, and he's like, Harkin, you must go and stop the god who is causing all this madness and sending all these demons at you. And at this point, you've never heard of this god before. At least I didn't know about it. I didn't know he was this god was supposed to be the main sort of reason for all this chaos happening. So Harkin's like, yeah, okay, sure, let's go fight this final boss then, I guess. So you go down there only for the god to be like, well, you've defeated all my minions, good job, buddy. However, the actual bad guy's the guy that sent you to me. And they say it in a very... It doesn't feel very dramatic. It's very much like just thrown at you at the last second. So you're casually like, oh, okay, well, I guess I need to go back and fight him. And then for whatever reason, he's a demon. The guy you've been looking for is actually some kind of demon or abomination. Oh, wow, okay, so why is that? The game never tells you. I'm serious. This is never really explained. You just go back there and it's, oh, I'm the bad guy, actually. He doesn't even tell you anything. You go back there, he looks around, roars at you, and then you fight him. That's it, and then you kill him. There's no dialogue there. He never explains his true motives, why he's been doing what he did, why he kind of went crazy. I don't know. Who knows? If there's something here I'm missing, then feel free to tell me. But as far as I'm aware, this was probably one of the dumbest plot twists I've ever seen. I apologise, I ranted a bit too long on that, but as the point I'm trying to make is the story isn't good. Do not play this game for the story, you will be disappointed if you do so. As on top of this, the NPCs aren't that interesting. Voice acting could be better, but I guess maybe that comes under a similar category. So that all could be better. And if they ever do another game, hopefully they'll improve on that. Now, what about positives? What are the good aspects of this game? And yes, contrary to belief, there are good things about this game. I still enjoyed it, mainly for the combat. The combat seemed solid. I had a great time going through the entire game with a great axe. I two-handed it. I never used a shield, never really used magic, ever. I just went through the entire game cleaving everything to death, and I enjoyed it. I loved that. Boss fights themselves were enjoyable enough. Each of them had a special challenge you could complete within that boss fight if you wanted to earn an orange version of the weapon the boss dropped. Some of the bosses even had interesting mechanics which I haven't really seen done in other games. Like the champion's rage bar, where you do too much damage to him too quickly, the rage bar will fill up and he'll effectively enrage, making his attacks more powerful. Another thing I really have to compliment the game on is the design choices. Weapons, armour, enemies, the bosses, which I just talked about. Everything looked good in this game, or at least I thought it did. Maybe not everyone shares this opinion. I haven't heard many people talk about this, but I thought graphically speaking, visually speaking, the game looked good. Or good enough for me, anyway. So, would I recommend this game to other people? Yes, perhaps. Just not at full price. I know that perhaps sounds harsh, and the game really is pretty good, but I just don't think there's enough there to justify it as a full-priced game. Sure, the combat and graphics are great, as I've already said, but with a lack of customization, with a bare-bones story, I just don't feel there's quite enough there to justify the full price. So what I would say is, you should give this game a go if it's on sale. And if you're a fan of the Dark Souls series, perhaps if that's the case, you'll find something here you like. Otherwise, most likely not. You can probably give it a miss. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and please stay tuned for more videos from us at Lagmasters.